Hello, the Mad Magi here. Thank you for watching my videos. And today we're going to do this MasterLock. It's a MasterLock 140. I've got a couple of these, and I've got kind of a love-hate relationship with them. They do have security pins, and the issue that I have is not the security pins, but what it is the back warding. When you put your pick through and you hit the back of the lock, the last pin is right up against that warding. And so what's happening to me is I'm constantly getting on the warding and pushing on that rather than that back pin. So it's something you have to learn with. One of the things that I have found that's helped me with it is I very carefully go through the lock like this, and I'm counting the pins so I know exactly how many pins I'm dealing with. So I know I'm dealing with 4 pins now. Then the next thing I do is I make sure that all the pins are very springy, because I want to make sure I'm hitting the lock correctly. I find out where that back warding is. Okay, I've got a pretty good idea where it is. And there's the piece right there that gets in my way. Okay, I'm in good shape. So now I'm going to start. So I'm going to this is a working lock, I should mention. Again, it's a MasterLock 140. You'll see it in the stores with like C140 or L140 or something 140, and that's how you know it's a MasterLock 140. They're relatively inexpensive locks. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the following tools. I'm going to use, this is my favorite by far, tension wrench. And I love using top of the keyway tension. I just love doing it. The biggest problem that I've run into is my I like to call my appropriations committee for budget has had some complaints about how much money I've spent lately, so I've had to slow down. And I only bought one of these because I wanted to see how I liked it before I bought any more. So I'm kind of stuck. And then I have this pick from Dan's. One of the things that you might be asking as a new picker is, why did I pick this pick? Why not this red one? Or why not this gray one? Or any other pick? And why did I pick this tension wrench? And why not one of these other ones? Yeah, it's actually a good question. This I'm picking mainly because I really like the feel. I like the difference of how it feels for me. I like the way that I can control it. At times I find these are better and easier to use. At times I find this is better and easier to use. So it's really a matter of just picking what you like in that respect, or what you feel you get the most control. As far as picks go, there's a couple ways of choosing a pick. One, you'll notice these are all hooks of some type, and that's typically what I'm going to use. I rarely use anything other than a hook. The other thing is I tend to pick this pick first. Main reason is this was custom made by Dan Morris. I love this. It feels good. It's got just a nice feel to it, a nice reach to it. I like the way it feels. Generally, when I'm going to switch away from this one, it's because the lock is too narrow, or I'm having a hard time feeling because of the way it's turning or something of that nature. This is a European pick from Peterson, roughly the same type of hook as this, and so it's the first one I tend to go to. And then the third one is also a Peterson, and the main reason I go to this is their number one, their short hook. And notice it's got a very short hook on it. And I use this when either the curve or the keyway right here is too hard for me to get through, or if the lock is really narrow. And that's the times I tend to use this. So that's kind of the way it works for me. And let's get started. So we're going to take this master. Like I said, we're going to use the top of the keyway. I'm going to put light tension on it. And I'm going to go in, and what I do, because of the fact that I have a problem with that back, is first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the back one. And I do that by putting the pick over very slowly and very gently until I find the back one. And then what I usually do is I put enough pressure on, but not much, that I can find the binding pin. Okay, so I found the first one, and it was the back pin, so I pushed on that one. Now I come forward, and I'm looking for the next binding pin, and though very squishy, that one was binding. Okay, the number 1 pin. And I'm terrible at figuring out which one's number 1, but because this only has 4 pins, I've got a much better shot at it. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the back, and I'm going to push again on that one because it still feels like it's binding. What I'm actually dealing with is the fact that that's the security pin. And when you deal with a security pin, there's a couple things you can do. One is you keep the same light tension you were doing before. You want to keep that very light, but what you do is you feel through, find all the locks that have a binding pin, push down on them, and then if all of them are springy, go back to the security pin and push down again. You'll hear another click typically. Or you'll see that it will push down and you'll feel the tension bar moving around. So what that means is if it's clicking when you push down, it's probably a serrated. If it's moving the bar around, it's most likely a spool. And then just keep repeating this practice until you've got all of the pins down. Now, one of the problems I do have is I really struggle with the pin on the other side of the wrench. And okay, we've got that one in the right spot. It looks like we're kind of stuck with our yeah, I'm not getting anything. So I have overset this. So how do I know that I've overset it? Well, a couple of things. One is they're all very springy, and I can't find one that clearly needs to be pressed on. The second thing is if you go through and you press on them, and you find one that seems to kind of just, oh, I don't know, go down and feels like mush, chances are that it's gone too far down inside of the chamber, and what's happening is it's stuck down there, and that's why you've got that kind of mush feel. So I'm going to reset this, and let's knock this baby out. Okay. Let's go to the back again, find that last pin. There we go. Find the next one. And the next one is right there. And then I think I'm stuck on the one in the front there. Let's go back. Okay, I think now all I have left is the security pin. There was a click. It didn't open, so we're going to go and have to go. It looks like everything's feeling fine. I'm putting too much pressure on because it's getting hard to press this. I'm going to go back and put another click on that. There we go. And oh, I'm so close. There we go. Oh, I got a false set. So I'm getting really close. I think there's only one pin that's left that's bothering me, and it's the one on the back wall, and I'm going to get that baby. That back wall really causes me problems. And it's just going to take time to get past that. Alright, come on. You can do it. Okay, and there we go. So we've got this open. It was a Master 140. Probably not as fast as I would have liked, but hey, I'll take it. I have another Master 140, and I have the exact same problem with that one. I get hung up on the back part of the lock. So if anyone has any suggestions on how I can keep from doing that, I'd really appreciate that. But other than that, it's been a great video, and happy picking and keep things legal. Thank you.